Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, welcome to our class inshallah. Today we'll be seeing about breathing and respiration in humans. Last class we stopped till here, that is respiration in plants, and we saw about how the stomata opening and closing happens. So inshallah now we will see about breathing and respiration in humans. So respiration, it is can be divided into two steps. First one is breathing. It involves inhalation of air containing oxygen. That is, we inhale the air which contains oxygen and we exhale out the carbon dioxide. That process is called as breathing. The second one is called as cellular respiration. Okay, and it is responsible for release of energy. Okay, that you have to remember, that cellular respiration is responsible for release of energy by oxidation of food. Oxidation of food is nothing but the oxygen which we inhale. It is used in the process of oxidation of food, and from there glucose is converted into a molecule called as ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. Okay, the function of this ATP molecule is that it provides energy to the cells. Okay, so the first one is breathing. It is inhalation of air that contains oxygen and exhalation of carbon dioxide. And the second one is cellular respiration, in which the oxidation of food happens. Okay, and then the glucose is converted into the glucose we get from the food, which is converted into ATP molecule, that is adenosine triphosphate, uh, which is an energy module. That is, it provides energy to the cells. Okay, so here you have to remember that respiration, it is different from breathing. Okay, it is different from breathing. How it's different from breathing? So breathing is the physical process. We do the physical process, right? We inhale the oxygen and we exhale the carbon dioxide. That process is called breathing. As for respiration, which means the oxidation of food. We take the food and the oxygen we inhale it. Okay, it is used for the oxidation of food, and then release of energy, which takes place in the cells. Okay, along with the respiratory gaseous exchange, that is, the oxygen we inhale and it is processed, then carbon dioxide is exhaled out. Exhaling means we send it out. So the oxidation of food and release of energy, that takes place in cells, which is called as respiration. Breathing is a physical process that we inhale the oxygen and exhale the carbon dioxide. Okay, so next topic is respiratory system in humans. Now we will see the organs that are responsible for the respiration in humans. So here, this is the respiratory system in human beings. It starts from the external nares or nostrils, which is found here near in our nose, and then you have nasal activities inside the nasal cavities. Okay, inside the nose, this is the nasal cavity inside the nose, and then the internal nostrils, it opening into the pharynx. Here, this is the pharynx, this spaces. Okay, and then the pharynx that leads into a windpipe. Okay, this red color thing you see here, right? This is the windpipe. It is also called as trachea. So the trachea is divided into two bronchi. It's like a branch. Okay, the one is called as bronchus, and two, the plural word is bronchi or bronchi. So which leads into two lungs. You can see that trachea is divided into two bronchi, and they lead into the two lungs, which you can see here. So this part you see here, right? The curved thing, the curved part, this is called as diaphragm. Okay, that you have to remember. And this is the whole the lung part, and this part is called as thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity. Okay, so the opening of the pharynx into the trachea. Here you have the pharynx, this part, and it into the trachea. Here you have the red color thing, that is windpipe or trachea. The opening here is there, right? This opening, this is called as glottis. Okay, that you have to remember, that is called as glottis. When it comes to trachea, the red color thing here, it is a thin wall, it's not thick wall, it is thin wall, but they do not collapse. Okay, they are rigid in the sense they don't change their structure, it is like that. And it is supported by the rings of the cartilage. We have cartilage in our body, so it is supported by that, so that it does not collapse when there is no air in it. Okay, so as I told, the trachea, it bifurcates. Bifurcate means separates into two, into bronchi. So lungs, within them there are branches of bronchi called as bronchioles that are present here. Okay, the bronchi is further has branches that called as bronchioles, that you have to remember. And in the end of the bronchioles, there are thin sac like structure. Okay, a sac like structure or air sacs, which is called as air sacs or alveoli. Okay, the singular is alveolus, plural is alveoli. So that we will see in detail, inshallah. So there is larynx, you can see larynx here. Okay, so which is called as voice box. The when we speak, we have voice, right? Larynx plays major role in producing voice there. Okay, so that you have to remember, it is present on the trachea. So larynx is responsible for our voice, that you have to remember. Then the mechanism of breathing or ventilation of lungs. So the lungs are located in the chest cavity or the thoracic cavity, as I told, that whole cavity of where the chest is present, I mean the lungs is present, it is called as thoracic cavity or the chest cavity. So below the chest cavity, we know we have here abdominal cavity, that you have to take note. And these two cavities are separated by a dome shaped muscular sheet. As I told here, this is a dome shaped muscular sheet called as diaphragm. Okay, this movement of this diaphragm, this sheet, it helps in the breathing. Breathing, also called as ventilation, has two processes. First one is inhalation, that is we take the air inwards. Okay, and it increases the volume of the thoracic cavity. Okay, so when the oxygen goes inside, what happens? The thoracic cavity volume increases, and this increase, it causes some changes in the diaphragm and the ribs. Okay, this diaphragm is the right curved one. uh, During inhalation, some changes happens in the diaphragm, that is the diaphragm, it straightens out. You can see here, this is the diaphragm. It when compared to this, it is more curved in structure, but while oxygen is inhaled, this is straightened out. Okay, so it straightens out due to the contraction of the muscles, and the ribs are raised upward. You can see the ribs are raised upward here, but here without inhalation the ribs are downward, that you have to remember. And the volume of the chest cavity enlarges by contraction of the rib muscles. The contraction of the rib muscles happens, and also the volume of the chest increases the pressure of air in it. Okay. I mean the volume of chest increases. Okay, chest is there, its volume increases during inhalation, but the pressure of the air in it decreases because of the available space. So the air's pressure decreases. So the atmospheric air rushes in it and it reaches the alveoli. Okay, here you can see alveoli picture, this alveoli. Okay, so it reaches the alveoli and it brings in oxygen, right? When we inhale, what happens? Oxygen is taken inside. So and then further the oxygen is diffused into the capillaries from the alveoli, that you have to remember. Then the next process is exhalation, that we exhale out the carbon dioxide. This is result of the decrease in the volume of the thoracic cavity. Obviously, when we take in oxygen, then thoracic cavity volume increases, and when we exhale out the carbon dioxide, what happens? The thoracic cavity volume decreases, and it causes some changes in the diaphragm. That is, diaphragm relaxes and it returns to the this curved structure. Okay, and you can see it resumes, that is, it returns to the dome shape, that is curved shape and arcing upwards like this. And the ribs are lowered downwards and inwards. You can see they are lowered down here and inwards, and lungs become smaller during exhalation. The thoracic cavity, that is chest cavity, is compressed during exhalation, and pressure inside the lungs is increased because of the lesser available space. Then the alveolar carbon dioxide, okay, it diffuses out and it pushed out through the trachea and the nose. You can feel while you exhale the carbon dioxide, you can feel the carbon dioxide is pushed out through the trachea and finally through the nose. So this breathing of carbon dioxide containing air, the air containing carbon dioxide, laden means containing, okay, yeah, is called as exhalation. So when we exhale out the air which contains carbon dioxide, then this process is called as exhalation. So if you take long breaths, long breaths, you can feel your chest go up and down. This is the diagramic representation that you have to remember. When it comes to the next breathing rate, for a normal human being, it around 16 to 18 times per minute. That is the breathing rate you have to remember. During physical exercise and disease or fever or pain or under stress, you might have experienced that the breathing rate increases. That you have to remember. So here the I think inshallah next topic we will see next class, this exchange of gases between blood and tissues. Okay, because I think if you take now, it will be confusing for your difficult to understand. So we'll stop till here, and inshallah from next class we will see exchange of gases between blood and tissues, and then we will go to excretion, that human excretory system. Okay, inshallah we will see that. And this topic is a big lengthy lesson, so it will take time. Take your time, write it down notes and study well, inshallah. It's very important topic. Okay, see you in the next class, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.